What's up, guys? It's John with National Sports Entertainment, and I want to go into tomorrow's games. I actually have a bunch because we're doing college and NBA, and there's a bunch of early games. And the recap of tonight, we actually, all things considered, had a good night just because we lost two leg threes. As you can see, we lost the Magic cover, which equates to 7 units, and we lost the Tulsa cover, which is another 7 units. We were able to close 10, so we mitigated that a lot. About split our leg twos. Did good in the NBA. We went 4 out of 6. And the Pacers, we missed by half a point, so almost 5 out of 6. And again, almost obviously, that doesn't count, but we're doing good. And the good thing is, I've been doing a lot of leg threes because if you follow the system, you know how it works. Leg 1, leg 2, leg 3, 1 unit, 2 units, 4 units. And we had a decent bit of leg twos that were open, but we've closed most of them, whether by winning them, like the last couple days, or by closing them out and losing them. So we got a bunch of leg threes in a row. We had UCF cover, and I think they covered twice for us, actually. I'm not sure. We had Loyola come through. We had the Raptors come through. We had the Wizards come through. We had the Thunder come through. So we had a bunch of leg threes come through. They're not all going to go our way. So last 2 days we missed a few leg threes. We missed 2 today. But again, that's why the system's strong, is because even when we lose 2 7-unit bets, it's still only a -4. And luckily we don't have a bunch of leg threes going forward. We have a few, but not a ton. So as far as the NBA, here are the lines, and it's who I like. I look at again, upset value, where I think the public's going to be. This Blazers Sixers, I feel just the same reason I've been fading the Blazers and then taking them when I have been. I'm going to take the Blazers to cover. After the way they looked against the Celtics, I think people are going to understand Embiid is going to eat them alive, and they're going to be all over the Sixers. So they'll probably have somebody like Grant or somebody go nuts probably Dame too, for the Blazers and keep it close. Could be an upset, but I like the cover, so I like the Blazers cover there. Here, I think the Hawks cover. If you remember the last game, they won the game. They push/lost. It depends on what line you got, because at the buzzer, Porzingis hit like a 35-foot 3-pointer. So that one depends on what happened. For me, I personally lost that one, so I plugged in a leg too. But I like the Hawks again to cover. I just think with Porzingis, the way he's playing, the way they're playing complete at home, I think, especially after they just lost, I think a lot of people are going to be on the Wizards. I also like the Hawks because of a later game. And again, I think the Wizards, Raptors, Pacers, they have to stay, Bulls, they have to stay around the same win-loss ratio. They can't pull too far ahead, the Wizards. So I like the Hawks. Cavs, Heat, just because the Heat are, again, terrible against the spread. They just lost to the Cavs. I just don't see people taking the Heat. So I like the Heat a lot now. I like them more than the last time because, again, it's on NBA TV. After they look bad, they've been looking bad, and I think people are going to slam the Cavs. So I love the Heat. Here, I like the Wolves. Nets, they keep clawing back and showing that, that they're going to fight and they're going to be feisty. And I think a lot of people are going to be on them for that reason. Probably of all the upsets, people are going to be all over the Nets here for the money line upset, getting about 2-1. So for that reason, I think the Wolves are going to pound them. Moving on, Nuggets, Spurs. I do like in this one Spurs because I could see the upset, actually. I just don't think anyone's going to be on them, even though it is a decent payout. I don't think that much money is going into the Spurs. But I think if people are taking Denver, they're also understanding they're probably going to pound them. I just think more money is going to be on Denver in general. So I like the Spurs cover. Raptors, Lakers, I actually like the Lakers cover. They would pull a few games ahead of the Blazers, ahead of the Thunder, but again, we still have a good bit of games left. They're gonna have these game. It's going to be competitive down the wire. And the Raptors, I think if they win again, they're almost solidified in the playoffs, and I just don't think that makes sense. I don't think they want them basically with this right where the Hawks are at. I think they want the Raptors closer to where the Wizards are at. So I like the Raptors losing, especially because I have the Wizards losing. And the college plays are always metrics. So if you know if you've seen any of my videos with college, you know how that works. But you can see we have quite a bit of plays, and it's very simple. So for the leg 2s and 3s, for example, Hawks cover Wizards, all we're going to do is look for a leg 1 loss. Pacers did not cover, unfortunately, by half a point, and we're just going to plug that in. TBD, obviously, results are to be determined. And that's what I'm doing with all the leg 2s. Lakers cover Raptors, same thing. And don't forget, if there's an earlier game and it doesn't cover, you can play a leg 2 to cover, for that one too. I just already have available leg 1s that are open, so I'm plugging them in now. So, and if you've already seen this part, then that's fine. If you know how it works. But there are people that are still asking me how I go about my picks. So I'm showing you literally copy paste how I pick all of my games. Here we look for a leg 2 loss. Grand Canyon, they unfortunately went over. And that's my play of the day, the Heat. It's the only leg 3 I'm playing. Now I'll run through the college ones quickly because, like I said, a lot of them are just metrics. They're, there's no narratives really. We did get the plus 145 here, which is nice. Another plus. Hockey's been great to us. People have been suggesting I do more hockey. There's only 2 games tomorrow, but I agree. We've been getting a lot of plus 120s all the way to 220, so I agree. So going into tomorrow's games, I do like Maryland and Indiana to go over. I made it a leg 2 because, again, Maryland did not go over today or yesterday technically, and I just feel like people are going to be slamming the under. It's on people's minds. They're really bad on the over this year, and for the same reason, I like Grand Canyon and Sam Houston to go under. Grand Canyon's I think the top team on the over, and again, we've seen with Tulsa, not that it can't happen, but usually there's only like one outlier per season. You don't have a ton of them, so I do like that one a lot. And the other leg 2 I like is UC Irvine to cover Cal State Fullerton. Not just because Cal State Fullerton's good against the spread, but because I thought the spread looked a little fishy, to be honest. And I think a lot of people are going to be on Cal State Fullerton. So that's another leg 2. You can see we have most of the leg 2s plugged in. So I just have to scroll. And like I said, you could also play it where if you lose a game during the day, a leg 1 loss, you can plug in the leg 2 for a later game. Like the Lakers are playing later, the Wolves are playing later. But I'm just going to plug it in just so you guys can see exactly how it works if it's your first time seeing my video. Alright, there's one from a bit ago, Wizards cover Knicks. And the reason I'm scrolling so much is because, as I said, we don't have many open sequences. That's why we've had a lot of leg 3s over the last couple days. I've essentially closed them all. So we're only down to a very few leg 3s. That's why we were able to play, I think it's like 13 games now tomorrow. But the Heat is the only one we have to plug in as a leg 3 because it's a good metric. And the final one here is Middle Tennessee. I like them to cover Florida Atlantic for a leg 2. And then there's a couple leg 1s. So here we go. Panthers cover Sabres. So those leg 2s that I just showed you. Grand Canyon to go under. Middle Tennessee to cover. UC Irvine to cover. They're all leg 2s, of course. But I still also like... Here's all the plus ones just from hockey alone. The Oilers being our latest. All plus odds just from hockey. I also like Akron and Kent State to go over. Same logic as the rest. And with that same logic, I have the Toledo and Ohio going under. And I have UAB and North Texas going under. So as I always say, if copy and pasting or whatever is the easiest way, that's fine. But I like to show people exactly where I'm plugging in each and every play. That way when you go through the playlist, it's not clickbait when I say we're up 100 units, we're up 200, we're up 300, and that's going to be pretty soon the case. So yeah, we're right around the 100 now. Like I said, we lose 14 because of the 2-3 leg losses, but each sequence is a unit. We only need 7 to negate one of those. So I think tomorrow we have a really good day. And I'll plug in hockey if I see it. But for now, this is what I like, all the NBA and the college tournaments. So take care and happy earnings.